In this video, you will learn about goals, budgeting, emergency funds, spending plans, extra money, paying yourself, saving tips, needs versus wants, interest, annual percent yield, and types of savings accounts. In the end of this webinar, you should have a better understanding of the best ways to manage your money. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound are SMART financial goals. This process can be used for guidance on any type of goals you want to achieve. Specific is one outcome and an estimated amount of money. Make your goals specific and narrow for more effective planning. Be as clear and specific as possible with what you want to achieve. The more narrow your goal, the more you'll understand the necessary steps to achieve it. Measurable is benchmark or evidence. Define what evidence you will prove while making your progress and evaluate when necessary. Achievable is what you can accomplish. Make sure you can reasonably accomplish your goal within a certain time frame. Realistic would be relevance and meaningful. Your goals should align with your values and long-term objectives. Time-bound is a target completion date and milestones. Set a realistic and ambitious end date for task prioritization and motivation. In order to stay on track, maintain, and achieve your goals, you should understand the different types of goals first. These are the short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. The short-term goal would be the immediate future, like going to the beach with friends or getting a new laptop, for instance. The medium-term goal would be something within the next 2 years, for example, saving for a car or preparing for an unpaid internship. The long-term goal would be 3 or more years, such as purchasing a house or planning grad school. Here are 2 examples of SMART goals. The first example is a guide that can be used to assist you with a task like reading a book, while the second example is a financial goal to help with saving money. Look at the differences. Reading the 2 fiction books every month has everything SMART related except for realistic or relevance, while the financial goal of saving $200,000 by July has everything but achievable. Using graphs like this help to keep you on track, determine if your goal will be feasible, and if so, allow you to accomplish your achievement. Here, we will go over budget, specifically emergency funds, and spending plans. While the size of your emergency fund will vary depending on your lifestyle, monthly costs, income, and dependence, the rule of thumb is to put away at least 3 months' worth of savings. You should also have your emergency fund in an interest-bearing checking or savings account. This is safer than cash. You can keep your money safe here while earning interest. When you deposit money into an interest-bearing account, the bank pays you interest or money based on a percentage of your account balance. This should be used for true emergencies. For example, if your car breaks down, you lose your job, medical bills, etc. Plan your spending with fixed expenses, variable expenses, and periodic expenses. Your fixed expenses are the same every month. They include car payments, your cell phone bill, rent, etc., while your variable expenses are different month by month. These can include groceries, entertainment, clothing, etc. Finally, your periodic expenses happen every couple of months or maybe even once a year. They include things like doctor visits or tuition payments. When planning a budget, you shouldn't worry about the fixed expenses. Instead, you should focus on money that is left after your fixed expenses are paid. This is where you can cut spending and start saving. Here are the steps to help find out where your extra money is going. Track spending, categorize your expenses, list income and your variable expenses, identify your fixed expenses, identify savings, and recognize periodic expenses. Check your account statements. This helps to pinpoint your money habits by taking inventory of your accounts, including bank accounts and credit cards. Start grouping your expenses. Some credit cards automatically tag your purchases in categories like department store or automotive. You can find your morning Starbucks run is costing you a lot. Or maybe you'll realize you're paying for recurring subscription services that you could do without. Use a budget app or expense tracking app. These are designed for on-the-go money management, letting you allocate a certain amount of spendable income each month, depending on what you're taking in and what you're paying out. These types of apps will work if you're willing to log your purchases, put in the time, and stick to your budget. Setting aside money now to use later. You want to set aside savings first. This means if you make unexpected income, you would put it into your savings account. It's a better way to save. Paying yourself first means before you do anything else, try and set aside a certain portion of your income in the day you get paid before you spend any discretionary money. Most people wait and only save what's left over. That's paying yourself last. You can also sign up for automatic transfer into your savings account each month. Setting up automatic savings transfers each month helps get rid of the worry and excuses. The account is linked to your bank, so all your accounts are in one place. Plug spending leaks. Figure out where your extra money is going and stop spending it. Use cash. When you use cash, you can physically see the money being used, and it can help to reduce spending excessively. Resist peer pressure. Just because all of your friends have the newest iPhones, cars, laptops, doesn't mean you need to purchase them. Shop thrifty. Look for coupons, shop at secondhand stores, check for sales. Get a second job and sell unwanted items to add to your income. The time value of money, or TVM, is the concept of money you have now is worth more than the identical sum in the future due to its potential earning capacity. Saving money allows more time for interest to collect. This core principle of finance holds that provided money can earn interest, any amount of money is worth more sooner it is received. The sooner you save, the more time you allow for interest to collect. An example would be if you invest $100, the present value, for 1 year at a 5% interest rate, the discount rate. Then at the end of the year, you would have $105, the future value. So according to this example, $100 today is worth $105 a year from today. Interest is the money you either owe when borrowing or paid when investing your money. When you owe interest, it's calculated as a percentage of the loan you've taken. There is a simple interest and compounded interest. Simple interest is a quick and easy method of calculating the interest charge on a loan. It is determined by multiplying the daily interest rate by the principal by the number of days that elapse between payments. An example of simple interest would be car loans, amortized monthly, and retailer installment loans, also calculated monthly. As the loan balance dips with each monthly payment, so does the interest. Compounded interest is the interest on a loan based on both the principal balance plus the interest accumulated from a previous month. In other words, every month your interest accrued becomes part of your principal balance. This is often called interest on interest. Examples of compounded interest is an unsubsidized loan. If the minimum interest is not paid while you're in school, the total principal amount you owe on your loan will increase month after month. Thus, your interest and payments due will grow too. If you are a credit card holder, knowledge of the workings of compound interest calculations may be incentive to pay off your balances quickly. Credit card companies charge interest on the principal amount and the accumulated interest. You can earn interest when you lend money or deposit funds into an interest-bearing bank account. Simple interest is what you earn on the principal amount you put into the bank, such as a regular savings account. It is calculated on the principal or original amount of loan. However, you can earn compounded interest both on the principal and prior interest too. If you chose the correct investment account type of account, such as certified deposits, CDs, high interest savings accounts, bonds, stocks, and etc. Compound interest is one of the most powerful financial tools. It allows your balance to grow larger faster. Unlike simple interest, compounding interest is calculated periodically. And the amount is immediately added to the balance. Over time, if invested wisely, you should be able to accumulate enough funding through savings to meet your goals. It's important to always consult with a financial advisor to review your long-term goals. You should always invest into your future. The annual percentage yield, APY, is the real rate of return earned on a savings deposit or investment taking into account the effect of compounding interest. If an individual deposits $1,000 into a savings account that pays 5% interest annually, he will make $1,050 at the end of the year. APY can show investors exactly how much interest they want to earn. With this information, they can compare options. There are 3 types of savings accounts: simple, money market, and certificate of deposit. Simple savings account is good for people who need to save money for the short or long term and aren't concerned about getting the best interest rate, expressed as the annual percentage yield, APY. Some pros would be easy access and money is insured. Cons would be low interest rate. Unlikely to be inflation, there are some fees and there are minimum balances. Money market account is good for people who want to earn interest on savings while having more options for accessing their money. Combine features of a regular savings account with features of a checking account. Some positives are the interest rate is usually higher than a simple savings account, easy access, and it's insured. Some negatives are there are limits on withdrawals, it has a higher balance minimum, and there are associated fees. Certificate of deposit account is good for people who want to earn competitive rates and won't need to access their savings right away. With certificate of deposit accounts or CDs, you agree to leave your money in the account for a set period. During that time, your money earns interest, and when the CD matures, you can withdraw your savings or roll it into a new CD. Some pros are it has above average interest rates, typically no fees, and has a lower initial deposit requirement. Some cons are if you withdraw money ahead of its maturity, there can be withdrawal, and putting money into a long-term CD makes it hard to capitalize on future interest rate increases. I hope you enjoyed this webinar and learned how to best manage your money. As always, stay safe. Acknowledgement. This workshop was created in partnership with CashCourse, owned by the National Endowment for Financial Education, which is a non-profit 501c3 foundation that is dedicated to increasing financial decision-making